Here's our first photograph, really fast shutter speed, 1/1250th of a second. Second photo at a 1/6 of a second. And then here's our third at 2.5 seconds. Hi, I'm Jeff Litton, your virtual expedition photo instructor. And I'm in one of my favorite places on the planet. This place is called Bear River, and it's right in between Sacramento and Lake Tahoe in California. It's a beautiful place. I'd invite you to come check it out. But I'm going to talk a little bit more about photographing rivers. Now, a few days ago on March 27th, Rich did a really great job of showing us some great techniques for photographing rivers using our iPhone. And he did an amazing job on his presentation. And the iPhone is amazing, but I just want to share with you some more techniques if you want to really spend the time to really play with things on the bigger camera. So you can see here, I've got it locked down on a tripod, and then also too, for the sake of this experiment, I'm going to start out using a fast shutter speed. Oftentimes with rivers, it's really nice to use a really long shutter speed, and we'll slow that down, and there are a few different ways that we can do that. First thing, you'll notice here, so on my camera, I've set my camera in manual, and this is going to allow me to control all three factors of our exposure, which are ISO, also called ASA in the film days, our shutter speed, and our aperture. So in manual, I can control all three of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my ISO all the way down to the lowest number that I have. So I'm going to go down here to 100 in my ISO. Next thing, I'm going to bring my f-stop to the highest number. I'm going to go to f22, and what that's going to do, it's going to let through a very small amount of light through the lens, and then I'll be able to slow down my shutter speed. And so now I'm going down all the way to, let's see, here we are at 1/6 of a second. So now you can see how in a really slow shutter speed we're able to capture some of that movement, some of that flowing through the water instead of freezing that action. But say you wanted to go even farther, and oftentimes we do. Well, you can either wait for it to get dark, that'll cut out a lot more light, but also too, a couple other things that you can play with are filters. So I have two filters here. This is called an ND filter, a neutral density filter. And basically what it'll do, this is going to take out, at ND16, it's going to take out 4 f-stops of light. So it's going to take somewhere between 90 to 95% of the light. And so that'll give us a much slower shutter speed. It's like putting on sunglasses on your camera. All right, so now you can see the difference. Here's our first photograph, really fast shutter speed, 1/1250th of a second. Second photo at a 1/6 of a second. And then here's our third at 2.5 seconds. So you can see how using these filters, how it cuts out a lot of that light. So now that we have our basics down, why don't you follow me down? I'm going to keep taking some more photos and show you some more examples. So thank you very much for joining me, and have a great rest of your day.